a little bit of a miscue. Now Cal is going to expand. He's going to be slightly behind, and again, I'm not sure that that's going to make that big a difference. I think tech really plays a bigger role in a large map like Zodiac, and kind of a 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there. First of all, it tends not to play as big a role in Protoss versus Protoss as it does in, say, Zerg versus Zerg. Robotics facility up for any time in the meantime, so it looks like he's going to push in for a Reaver harass. I don't see, it looks like, another robotics, so mirrored up to this point. Robotics facility also up for Cal. And really what the Protoss versus Protoss, what usually tells everything is micromanagement. Is tech decisions, but also micromanagement. And I definitely think that Anytime has the advantage when it comes to micromanagement. He's just so proficient, and as we saw in that initial matchup with that Dragoons versus Cal. Cal's no slouch. I'm not going to say he's a slouch. It's just Anytime has been almost flawless lately in his micromanagement, in my opinion. An observer coming out to try to get a spot on the base, and I'm not sure. I don't see any observer. Oh, I'm sorry. Now an observer going up to do the same, and we'll see if when he comes across that observer, if he detracts it, so he can go take it out. Looks like he is going to bring it around. Yeah, he's going to track it and then take care of it here in just a second with a Dragoon and a Reaver out, and it looks like we'll see if Cal spot. Yeah, unfortunately, Cal's going to spot that Reaver. He knows the Reaver's out now. A couple probes going back and forth, and he knows that basically he's getting information about the secondary as well, seeing the probes move back and forth. And interestingly enough, Anytime couldn't push them back, so he knows that it had just warped in. Another gateway going up for Cal in the meantime. He's starting to push some troops up, going for 2 gateways now, going to increase his, basically push up his production. So actually, Anytime taking a decisive production advantage at this point has been mining out of his base for a decent amount of time, and I'm surprised because there wasn't that big a difference between their 2 base constructions, in my opinion. And as you can see, it looks like I think what Anytime did, which is very clever, is he put down those probes just before the Nexus was finished and had them mine. You'll see when players really have the timing down, you'll see them do that here and there. And not terribly often. It looks like he managed to sneak an observer in the back without Cal noticing, so he's going to get a spot at the tech, and also a spot at what Cal's producing. 4 gateways up for him as well. Still no dropship, and still the Reaver just hanging out in front. He just 2 Reavers now, and I'm curious if we'll see a dropship here anywhere in the near future. And looks like Cal did realize that there was an observer in his base, perhaps saw the shiver, but it looks like Anytime managed to pull it out. Gonna bring it around the backside to get the information scout, which I think is gonna frustrate Cal a little. And let's see. Oh, he might. No, he's gonna end up losing it. Looked like he might be able to sneak it around back, but Cal being persistent and taking it out. And right now, so it's basically almost dead even. Anytime has 1 more Reaver. He has a little bit of a better economy, but it looks like, as you can see, and it looks like Anytime's doing a little bit better job in the macro department, and I think that might be because of that slight economic advantage. He's still waiting around and back to see if any other observers looks like push around. Both players being essentially mirrored at this point, and this is, I think, going to be the decisive factor right here. These 2 Reavers, so it looks like Anytime's going to push up. At Anytime pushing down at the exact same moment, and he has a dropship out as well. So both players, you can see just the pro gaming instinct, and now big attack pushing in. Reaver on the ground, it manages to hit 1 Dragoon. That could have been a lot worse. Anytime in retreat right now. I'm surprised he's in retreat. It looks like Cal in retreat. Anytime looks like he has a decently sized force, superior force. Anytime just going to try to defend his secondary, try to let his reinforcements come in and end up saving him. But I think what this might result in is we'll see if it results in a contain and a Dark Templar archive going up for Cal, and usually you'll see that maneuver when a player feels like he's a little bit behind, and honestly I'm surprised he's going Dark Templar, simply because he has to know that Anytime has a decent amount of observers out. Now 2 Reavers there, and he's just going to try to camp there. We'll see if Anytime's going to push in with harassing. He's actually going almost all in, going to use the Zealots to lead to kind of deflect the initial attacks, and pushing in. He managed to take out 1 Reaver. That's absolutely going to be huge. Looks like he got a single hit on the second Reaver, and the second Reaver's now down, but it looks like it's even up, and it looks like Anytime's going to come out with this match, and he's going to come out with, it looks like, a superior amount of Dragoons, and he might be able to get a couple shots off on the secondary. We'll see what happens when the reinforcements come back in. Probes coming off Cal's line to try to defend this against this attack. Anytime backing up slightly, taking out precious probes, and that'll probably be the difference in the game. And Anytime has a large amount of Dragoons left, where Cal does not. Cal only has 2 Dragoons trying to defend. As you can see, kind of the woof on his face, in the face of Anytime's macro, like, wow, I can't believe that he out macroed me to that degree. Basically, wow. And more reinforcements pushing up for Anytime in the meantime. It looks like he is decisively going to take this match. That Nexus is now down. We'll see. What might save Cal at this point is if he produces a couple Dark Templar and hopes and maybe can take down the observers of anytime, producing 2 more Reavers. I think he saved the dropship, so we might bring the dropship back around. As you can see, that Dark Templar icon being highlighted. He has another Reaver out, not going to be able to do anything there. And oh, that Reaver being out a little too far. It's going to get taken out probably. Actually, no, it looks like he did manage to save it off the ramp. Here comes that Dark Templar, but that Dark Templar easily taken care of. Anytime had the observer in range. That Reaver now taken out. I'm not sure, he's not going to be able to hold this ramp at this point. So anytime now pushing into Cal's base, doing actually a decent job positioning his troops to make sure that those Dragoons can't really pincer in. But I think anytime's actually just kind of buying his time, just trying to keep that ramp freed up so he can push up as soon as his reinforcements come in. Cal mounting a slight defense. He's loading up a drop shuttle, it looks like, with the Dark Templar. That might be a maneuver to actually save him a little bit. If anytime doesn't dedicate a few troops in the background, oh no, unfortunately, cannon going down for any time in the background, so those Dark Templar are effectively going to be neutralized, in my opinion. Maybe one, and we'll see if those cannons get up in time. I think they will be. At least one will, probably the second, and that's really going to neutralize that attack. So anytime going to be free to push into Cal's base. We'll see if a single Dragoon kind of pushes back to supplement that force. Here comes the 2 Dark Templar, going to try to take that cannon out, but yeah, not going to be successful. First Dark Templar down, second Dark Templar down, and now that Reaver in the dropship pushing up, still trying to break Cal's ramp, taking out a Dragoon, and it looks like his front door is just about breached. Reaver being produced. Can he get it out in time? Just barely. Does manage to get the Reaver out. No, now the Reaver dies, and there Cal calls GG. So anytime taking game 1 with some superior micro and superior macro, both in my opinion, and it just shows you he's just playing fantastically lately. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Going to go on to the winners match and then the losers match after this. Winners match anytime versus Ruby. Losers